What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Just coming at you with the video I was trying to do the day before I got off point to answer a question that was sent to me by somebody. And the question was, do I prefer to shut down at rest areas or truck stops? You know what? That may seem like a simple question, but it's actually a very good question. So let's get into it. I prefer, let's see if this has something to do with my repower. I prefer to, nope, it's not. I prefer to shut down at truck stops. And we'll get kind of into that in a little bit. Now, that's changed over time. So when I first got out on my own, my back end was, okay, but it was something that I definitely thought about. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I'm about to get off the road, we're going to back this shit in, and it's a wrap. I might be thinking about that, depending on the time of day, obviously, but I might be thinking about what I'm going to have to go through when I get to that truck stop 30 minutes prior, whatever. So I kind of avoided truck stops to a certain degree and opted for rest areas. Generally, the parking is a little bit easier, things like that. So I would say at the beginning of my truck driving career, if I wasn't coming off the road early in the day, I would always prefer a rest area or service plaza or something like that over a truck stop. Now, as I progressed and stuff like that, where my confidence got built as far as backing and stuff like that goes,
anybody got eyes on the blue beacon?
I was pretty much switched exclusively to truck stops. Not that I have a problem with rest areas, but I like to have some amenities around, things like that. So I'll usually hit up a truck stop. Now, even more so now that I'm a little bit more seasoned, I'm not calling myself a super trucker or anything like that. Now I'm kind of in the mindset of actually finding those little hole in the wall places or obscure truck stops and things like that. So I've kind of got off the beaten path a little bit. So now you might find me, instead of at a Petro, TA, Pilot, Flying J, or Loves, you might find me at a Come and Go or a Cinex or Mr. Fuel, or just some random mom and pop place, more so than your typical average truck stop, just because my confidence has grown to a point where I just feel like, whatever the spot is, I can hit it. And the funny thing about it is a lot of these smaller places actually have easier parking than some of the bigger places, especially if you're looking at some of the Cinexes or Shells with the big dirt lots and things like that. But I think what kind of came along with my experience as becoming a truck driver is that that confidence has allowed me to go off the beaten path a little bit more, to find those little small, 5-spot, 6-spot come and goes, or the Sheets up in the Northeast, or just any of those little obscure places. So I will park it at a rest area as long as the situation is perfect. So what I mean by that is I will have had to have already burned a shower credit if needed, or actually taken a shower, got whatever food I needed, and then head there after that. Because I'm not really at the truck stop to socialize. But you know what? The good thing about being at a truck stop is that, the next morning when I wake up, I can go get some coffee. Unless it's a Petro or TA. That is some horrible coffee. That's actually worse than actually not having coffee. And I don't know why they haven't got their coffee any better, because, it's actually blatantly bad coffee. But that's a totally different point. But a lot of people have coffee makers in their truck. To me, I try to be a minimalist, so I don't try to have a whole bunch of clutter around or anything like that. So I do rely on truck stop coffee. So that's another good reason to stay over at a truck stop. And then again, just basic amenities, stuff like that. So to answer your question, when I first came out as a new rookie, and I'm still a rookie, so I know there's a super trucker that's going to be out there, oh, unless you have 25 years in trucking, you're still a rookie. When I was real wet behind the ears, you know what I'm saying? Then I was like more your rest areas. Then it kind of went to, and actually I'll even break it down even further. And Willie the Million Mile Man, check out his YouTube channel. He knows this. I mean, I went from rest areas to big truck stops, to then truck stops in general, then to like your specialty truck stops and stuff like that. So there has been kind of a progression along the way. I think all has to do with my confidence in backing and stuff like that. So anyway, and I don't feel like I need to get off the road as early as I used to. One thing that always rings in my ear, and it's not necessarily, okay, let's talk about it. My trainer used to always say, but Lyle, there's always a spot. And I don't think he meant that there was always a spot. I think that was the mentality that you used to have, you know. And his mentality was, you know, you might see a ramp full of trucks leading to a truck stop and just assume that truck stop's full. But then you pull in there and they got a couple spots in there, or it might be a difficult spot or whatever it is. So really the mentality isn't that there's always a spot. It's just having that swagger to go in there and take one if there is. And that takes a lot to kind of build up to. So I'm at that point now to where if there's a truck stop there and I'm ready to shut down, even if it looks like it's full, let's go in there, see if there's one around. Whereas normally I might just keep going and maybe hit that little, you know, picnic area or something down the road, or hit that rest area. But anyway, that's the answer to that. I hope y'all are doing well. Still waiting for my repower here. Hopefully they get it to me soon so I can get into that deep relaxation that I like to do. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.